Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you saw in the beginning, my AC is broken. It's in the middle of August, start of August. It's pretty hot here, and the AC decided to crap out. Now, before I call the HVAC guy, I wanted to see if I could troubleshoot this myself and figure out if I could diagnose the problem and maybe fix it myself. I know HVAC is a very complex system. You need years and years and years of training, but thanks to the internet, there's a lot of information out there that you could use to possibly troubleshoot without breaking the system, to at least maybe figure out if you could fix it yourself for a little bit cheaper than what an HVAC company would charge you. In some cases it's thousands of dollars, in some cases it's $100 or $200, whatever the reason is. But so this problem actually started about, I want to say about a month and a half ago, that the AC would run. All of a sudden the blower fan, the handler fan I should say, would just stop. It'll spool up and it will just stop again. It will spool up and stop again. At the same time, the compressor and the outside handler fan is the blower fan, it's working just fine. So the freon's flowing. So I'm assuming while that was happening, my coils were freezing up at the same time, because you need that hot air to kind of keep the coils from freezing up, and that's how you create condensation and blah blah blah, and the cold air is being blown out through the air, through the house. But long story short, the handler blower kept coming in and kept going out. Then it gave me the code 41 error, which leads to the handler blower. Now I'm gonna run some tests to see what the issue is and where we have the disconnect or the problem. And it should be short, sweet, right to the point. It should not take that long for me to diagnose it, because everything just points to the blower fan. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's do this. Let's see if we can figure this out. All right guys, so I disconnected this part that goes to the motor. This is where the motor control is. So we want to do first, you want to do red and green. Now we should have about 12 volts on this one. Let's see what we have. We have reverse polarity, I guess. So we have 11.8, so reading about 12 volts. And I'm using my Neuron N2 for this. So that way I have a large display I could use. And then we're gonna do yellow and green, which should be 5 volts. So we got 4.94, perfect. Now, next thing we want to check is to see if I do a jump from this and common to the motor, if the motor will turn on, because that's the 24 volt. That's the jump is going to give to that unit for it to turn on. So let me do that. Let me set it up. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. Okay, I just plugged it in. Now I'm going to disconnect from here. We're going to clip one there and one common right there. And we just want to see if the motor is bad. If the direct jump kicks it on, that means the motor is fine, the module could be bad. And to jump it, we need green to green and blue to blue. So we're gonna do blue and green. So blue is black right here. And green is the color red. Let's see if it turns on. Nothing. So I got nothing. Nothing turns on. It doesn't kick it on. All right. So now we're gonna see if the motor, the blower motor, is good. So now we're gonna have to. Let me take the camera inside so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, so we're gonna take these power cables off. I turned off the main power because I don't want to work with electricity. So let's take this off. Take the screws off, and we need to unclip this. All right, now we're gonna test the resistance. We need to get about 11 to 15 ohms of resistance per connection. I forgot, I need to change the neurons setting so it could read the distance. So we got 12.5. .6. So it's pretty consistent. Okay, so our module is bad. All right, so we have a bad module. Sorry, it's kind of hot in here. So this module is bad, so I'm gonna have to order a new one and put a new one in. So see you guys when the new one comes in. All right, guys, so the new module's in. I'm gonna turn on the unit and see if this thing actually works. If not, I am royally screwed. So let's see, it takes about a few seconds or maybe a minute for it to register all that stuff. I hope the code doesn't come back. If the code comes back, that means the motor is bad. And if the motor is bad, these motors are $900. It's insane how expensive these motors are.
That's pretty expensive.
That is pretty expensive. So
is that noise good?
This noise is good, but it needs to stay on. That's where we have the issue. Alright guys, I'm gonna let this run for about an hour before I come back and finish the video. Alright guys, she's pouring like a kitten, guys. It's working. I don't have a code, solid light, that's what we need. So it's been an hour. It's pushing out cold air. It hasn't stopped. It's on full blast right now. The house was at 84. It took an hour for it to drop about 2 degrees. Now it's at 82, probably 81. I haven't checked the thermostat, but it's working fine. The module was the problem. This module went bad, so I don't have to spend $1,000 on a motor. So the motor was fine, so the module went bad. This $150 for the module. I don't understand why the motor is $1,000 where the module is mostly the controller. So this should have been like $500, I guess. But this is the ECM 3.0 half horsepower GC08. This is for the Bryant AC. Now, most of the air conditioning units are very similar. The components are very, very similar. They might use different manufacturers, but they're very similar. Equipment, or in the US at least, I want to say, they use almost the same components. Some of them have different controllers, but you know, they're pretty universal, I want to say. It's the controller that makes the unit efficient, of course, with the redesigns and all that stuff. But I was able to fix this for $150, not $1,000. I didn't have to call an HVAC service, thank God. It wasn't a deeper issue. It was, you know, the motor issue. But the troubleshooting part is the key to find out what the problem is, and that indicator light will give you the correct code that tells you, hey, the code is this, the signal's getting lost, or whatever that's happening. I don't know what, however they programmed it very well. But the AC unit's working just fine. It's cooling down the whole house. It's starting to cool down, so it takes a while for it to bring it down to temperature, because the house has been without an AC for a week. So it takes a while for the walls to cool down, I guess. But anyways, if this was helpful, let me know. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys, and hit the like button and share it with a friend of yours who is having AC problems. I was able to fix it. Sometimes it's gonna take a little bit longer to diagnose. Again, I don't really have too much knowledge about voltage, ohms, and all this. I know the basics, but the HVAC guys, God bless them, they go through endless amount of training, hours of training, on-hand training. They deal with this day in, day out. They could diagnose it a lot quicker versus me, you know, trying to take like a few days or like a day to diagnose it, research and all that stuff. So shout out to the HVAC folks as well, because without them we won't have heat or cold. Other than that, it was a simple fix. Sometimes it's not as simple. Anyways, leave your comments down below, hit that subscribe button, and hit that like button, guys. Peace out.